I was driving through the backside of the Santa Monica Mountains, out where all these really nice homes out, and I was driving and I saw a tractor. And I looked over, and there's a lot of beautiful land back here where they build a lot of beautiful things and they plant, and it's cool. It's very green. There's a lot of agriculture. So I saw this tractor tilling the land, and my wife was with me, and I looked over. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I don't usually see it because I don't usually come that way. I looked over and I started thinking, that's interesting. It's similar, and it's crazy, right? But I said it's similar to how we have to continually till our minds to be able to absorb all that information that's out there. Because if we continually stay in the same mindset that we're in, I'm not talking about changing your values or principles. I'm talking about tilling your brain to be able to absorb all of the amazing things that are happening around you. If you don't do that consistently, I thought you're never going to be able to learn and grow to where you want to get to. So, of course, as I'm winding down, I'm thinking about this and I take it down into my notes. I put here, challenge what you think to absorb what you don't know. So, challenge what you think to absorb the new, in essence. And I outlined this a little bit further. And I thought, well, what are the two things I can take from this? Because I see this often with myself, with other people, where we think we know what we think we know, but we really haven't given a chance to that new thing, to explore it, to understand it, to not judge it before we knock it. So, step one, remember these are two simple steps I wrote down. Step one, I put till. I'm like, listen, you've got to do the hard work. And the hard work means you've got to challenge yourself. You've got to continually push. This is the active part. The part that a lot of people are like, you know, I just don't want to do the work. I don't want to take the action. I don't want to do it. I'm comfortable where I am. And that's what compacted soil is, right? This is why they have to till it. I'm comfortable where I am. And so under this tilling area, I put keep pushing yourself to be around new people. Number one, I love this because being around new people challenges the way you think. You learn from them. You see what they're doing. You're like, I wonder how they did it. And sometimes being around them also pulls you up. And in some cases, if you don't get pulled up, they're like, you know what, this person isn't like we thought. And then they go to a different friend group. Number two, under this tilling, keep learning. This one allows you to have new thoughts because we're having up to 65,000 or so thoughts a day. That's crazy to me. 65,000 plus thoughts a day. Like, and a lot of the times it's the same thoughts that you had last week and the week before that and the month before that. Why? Because you're not putting in new things into your brain. It's the same stuff that you're watching, the same people you're talking to, and they're not doing anything new. So you've got to give yourself the ability to learn new things. Keep learning. Podcast, webinar, reading. And three, under the step number one, challenge your assumptions. This is why I journal. This is why I'm pushing you to journal. This is why I want you to take the time to write things down, slow down. Because as you slow down to write, you challenge your assumptions. You challenge those thoughts that you had because you're reflecting back and saying, wait a second, I did that. I wonder if I can do it differently. I wonder if, and then you start thinking. That's all under one. Challenge your certainty, right? Step two, the feed, the payoff. And I wrote it down here. This is a result of hard work. Now it's ready to absorb, right? So when you've tilled the land, you allow these seeds to grow. And by the way, I know a little bit about tilling. I noticed over a long period of time that some of the weed doesn't grow for a little bit. So, you don't have that weed in your brain. You don't have all that cloudiness. You don't have all that crap that's growing around you, but you have to till it consistently, right? So here you can expose yourself to new ideas. And you have to challenge that assumption again. For me, I have to absorb the new, what's out there. Because if I'm not ready to absorb the feed, right? If I'm not ready to absorb I'll never grow. I can pretend I'm ready, but most of the time you see those people that attend certain things, they've already made up their mind that they don't like this. People have already made up their mind that what they're watching will not work in their market, will not work with them. Oh, that only works over there because they're over there. That doesn't work here. Online leads don't work here. Sending out note cards don't work here. Mailers don't work. People don't read notes. AI doesn't work here. See, it doesn't work here, but it works everywhere else, right? But it starts working because you start seeing that there's a possibility and you make it work in your area. But it's all about learning. It's all about going through this process of breaking you down and saying, got it, I'm ready. I'm ready to see how this works here. So for me, I wrote down, you must first challenge what you think to be able to absorb what you don't, which is kind of what I put in my notes over here. So today, just think about this process. Think about what you need to do to break yourself down a little bit more to be able to absorb the new, to be able to absorb those things that you thought you knew, but you really didn't. Anyway, that's my thought for the night. Have an awesome day.